Altcoin market in some deep trouble. Voting on whether cryptos can be delisted or not. BTC crypto strategic reserve is spreading, and
I'm a dirty boy, and this is your warning.
And we'll definitely be talking some price action at the end. But before we get into that, your comments. Yeah, you the viewer. You're the most important. XRP Speedboat says Davey has some good points, but I still think he may be pissed from his early bag sell-off years ago. Thanks, Klaus. Love the trek and hoping some good news so I can bump up for my 5-year-old Domani entry-level model. Stay safe, sir. Yeah, but those Domanes are so comfortable to ride. Love the frames and the OCLV. Oh, Trek fans, you know what I'm talking about. Ruben Gailey says, the way I see it, this is just a confirmation that the primary holders of XRP are not the everyday retail investors. This coin is not meant for us, and we're not the one who will ultimately decide the value of each coin. The coin is meant for banks and institutions. That's why he doesn't care if retail sells or buys. Either we get on the ship or the ship sails without us. Well said, Ruben. Your comments are all really great. Honestly, this has been some good ones here. It's been hard to narrow them down. Greg Balu says, Klaus, there are easier ways to hallucinate than running 100 miles in 24 hours. Go get them, killer. Yeah, 24-hour race where I'm supposed to run 100 miles coming up in 8 days. Had a 5-mile easy run that I just got done with. That's why I look a little grody. Bitcoin sitting at 88,000, 12 ETH is 2168, XRP at 246, while XLM not regaining 30 cents, 28.9. Hbar, oh, we got to talk about that because they're one of the few that are in the green. 24-1 for Hbar fans. BNB's at 600, Sol at 145, and ADA struggling to maintain those gains. Sorry, Charles, you're not in charge. 84.5. Binance, ooh, hot take here, everyone. We're going to start it off spicy in this video. Binance will allow community votes on token listings and delistings. Talk about a little bit of decentralization being brought into the old mix, huh? Giving people the vote of what gets listed or delisted. This is pretty interesting. This one stopped me. Binance is also introducing pools for potential listings and delistings, so users cannot put up any token for a vote at their own discretion. However, the exchange has several mechanisms to encourage user participation. We saw the people that had the tokens before in the voting things, Aqua. Yeah, their votes got screwed up because like people figured it out and it was super easy to vote, and then like the big whales controlled the vote, and that was a problem. So now Binance is like, yo, we've got ways to entice people. After a period of trialing and evaluating, Binance is increasing transparency by letting regular community votes decide the token listing. This comes from Binance. Binance is enhancing its listing mechanism, introducing its new community co-governance mechanisms for listings. The vote to list and vote to delist mechanisms will enable greater community participation and give users a stronger voice in the listing process. I'm a fan of that. I am. I know a bunch of you out there have some cryptos that you're holding on to that you wish would be listed on some big exchanges. U.S. to start auditing of current crypto holdings. Holy shit, we should have audited it before, but apparently the bookkeeping wasn't the best in the previous regime. Look, that's not me picking sides. That's just the truth. Tons of money not designated for specific things in terms of having it marked down what bucket they fall into. Anyone that's done any accounting knows exactly what I'm talking about. One of the first steps after the establishment of a strategic reserve and separate stockpile of digital assets will be an audit of how much the government holds. Okay, this is just one holding that we know of with the government, one wallet that we know of, okay? This has just under 18 billion worth of crypto in it. You're like, yo, how much XRP do they have? They don't have any XRP in this one. They've got some DAI, some wrapped ETH, some USDC. How much USDC do they have? 11.5 million. So really not that much. Wrapped BNB, 13 million. BNB, 24 million. USDT, a little bit. Tetherino, 122 million. ETH, 123 million. BTC, 17.5. So the United States government is basically big BTC whales. But you got a whole bunch of these things over here. Like there's some BAT, 45,000 they hold of that. Curve they hold 68,000. Graph they hold 12,000. So they're really not whales, you know what I'm saying? But what they're going to do is they're going to start auditing this stuff, seeing what we have, seeing what doesn't fit. Because if you've got assets here that you're like, yo, I don't really give a shit about these, let's just sell them and use that money to buy what we want. I think a lot of us would be okay with that rather than having taxpayer dollars used, right? Let's use what's already been seized, sell what we don't want, and buy what we do want. This is a good idea. I'd like that. Altcoin market hits historic lows. All right, we got to talk about this, okay? It's the whole altcoin BTC dominance thing. 14 out of 100 right now, so we're leaning heavy into BTC dominance. Essentially what that means is pretty much what you see up on the screen. BTC down 0.4%, other big players out there down 4%, 3%, 5%. That's a good way of putting it. BTC is holding its gains better than the other 99 just outside of it, crypto-wise. It's like a basket of 100, and basically it's based on pricing, trends, a whole bunch of stuff. Essentially, BTC is holding its own better as a store of value. Players out there are calling it digital gold. We've seen government people refer to that. And now we get more details. The United States plans to maintain a Bitcoin strategic reserve while considering sale of altcoins, White House official indicates. So it could be alts that aren't part of the new reserve. And what's going to be interesting about that is what happens to the pressure of the alts. What happens to BTC dominance in terms of, okay, who's got the better 2x chance? BTC going to 176,000 or XRP going to like $5? Okay. BNB from 600 or BNB to 1200. Ooh, that doesn't sound as likely, does it, right? That sounds like a little bit more of a stretch. What about ETH 2100 to 4400-ish? Oh, I don't know. I mean, we've seen ETH climb some numbers, so it's not like it's out of the realm, but okay. Sol, 145 to 290-ish. Okay. You see what I'm saying, though? We're going to have to see how this all plays out. And the alts, some of them are going to do really well during this. Right? Some of them, especially the ones mentioned, we hope are going to be doing the best. Some of them left out are going to be on their own trajectory that is good. But we need to see where the BTC dominance shakes up. Now, this goes even further, okay? They're talking about how BTC is special. So they might have this big BTC bucket and then like a separate alt bucket over there. So not like a combining of both, but like a kind of separate thing. Right? They like PSA 10 Charizards. Pretty cool, right? I got one up on the screen right now. They like PSA Charizards, but they also like maybe like Babe Ruth rookie cards. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of like some big fish too. So we're gonna see how it plays out. Now, this brings up the idea of the BTC reserve spreading. Okay. China followed the U.S. lead. I think there's going to be some players, obviously, they're going to get into BTC, but I think the bigger question that we're all curious on is what's going to happen to the rest of the market. Are we going to see players out there get into the U.S. government's thing and have like a bucket of 5? Are they going to pick the same 5 and ride the U.S.'s coattails? Are they going to pick their own 5? Are they going to pick 10 or 1? I want to see how this spreads because you're seeing some players out there say no to BTC. European Central Bank, the Swiss have said no to BTC. Microsoft shareholders said no to BTC, to the strategic reserve. So we're seeing players out there say no. But we're also seeing players say yes. And we're also seeing players not only say yes to BTC, but saying yes to alts. I really want to see how this plays out. And so for me, this video, what it's mostly about, it's about setting the stage for the future. You're going to have some poop sandwiches that you're going to have to deal with. But you got this movement that is spreading, and we don't know where it's going to spread yet because everyone is at a different place in a different part of their journey. Okay, let's talk crypto, okay? Because something we got to talk about is this right here. Now, we're not bleeding outflows in the ETF, ETP market, but we still got outflows, okay? That's still not good. Let's zoom out to the year so I can show you what that looks like. Yeah, that's not good, okay? So we're keeping an eye out on that. In terms of volume right now, hey, we're still okay with volume, but the big thing we want to start paying attention to is how are we looking year to date? I mean, there's not that many players out there that are in green. Check this out. XRP year to date, okay, up 7%. Pi, I'm going to skip. That's like brand new, okay, so we're just going to skip on that one. You got Leo up 9%. So Litecoin up 1.8. So out of the top 20, that's all you got. That's it for year to date. That's the only ones in the green for year to date. Zoom out a little further than the 90-day percentage. You've got XRP up a little bit. You've got a little bit of the Leo still up. And that's it. So you're definitely seeing certain cryptos hold onto their gains better. I mean, I even look at BTC and ETH. Check this out for the 90-day. BTC down 10.5%. ETH down 45%. Sol down 40%. Doge 54%. XLM 40, Avalanche 60, SHIB 56. So remember though, we've seen some of these players that have been beaten down the worst rebound some of the highest on some of these movements that we've seen, right? Whether it's been the announcement of strategic reserves or other announcement cases and so forth. So you've got some players out here that are definitely getting beaten down. The overall trend has been pretty rough for like the last, let's be honest here. We're off of our highs, We're kind of holding on, So you see that in the 90-day. You see that in the year-to-date, which is like 65, 66, 68 days, something like that. So you're seeing that kind of midterm a little bit on the red side. Now, in terms of near-term, look, there's so much volatility going on that the near term is going to hinge on one big factor, and that's Jerome Powell and CPI data. And you're sitting there going, Klaus, why is CPI data so big? Because if it comes in bad, we're going to have rates higher for longer. Maybe even JP going on the mic saying, get ready to bend over because I'm going to raise rates this year. Market would shit itself. We would have raised so much of the gains that we've gotten that it would be looking like Sunday Bloody Sunday again. It would just suck, man. So we got to keep an eye on that. Now, if CPI is good, okay, I like it. CPI is good, plus we get some good news out of the March 7th meetings. Okay, I really like that. But we need the macros to turn around, and we also need to see other players in the world move forward too with their strategic reserves. El Salvador's got it, but their thing is they buy 1 BTC a day. What are you going to do with that? You got Sailor buying 10,000, 15, 20,000 plus per clip. You're like, whoa, okay, not one a day. So let's see what other players get out there. Let's also see what other players out there want to follow the U.S.'s lead and buy the same strategic reserve basket. What other companies, states, or countries are going to follow suit and go, we want the XRP, the SOL, the ADA, the BTC, the ETH. We want the basket. We want to play just like the US does. And they get into it too. That starts exciting me. Right? This is where we have to see where it goes. So, midterm, long term, I'm still good with this. Short term, potential poop sandwiches, okay? Oh, sorry, not poop sandwiches. Nothing. Yeah, poop sandwiches, because we want to have, nothing tacos or nothing burgers are done. So we'll stay with poop sandwich. So we could have some near-term poop sandwiches. But you know what? It looks pretty good for the midterm and on, and I'm feeling kind of excited. And speaking of excited, race is less than 8 days away right now. You can't tell that I'm counting down. Either way, easy 5-mile run taken care of today. Just getting the legs moving right, making sure that I'm deloading right, that I'm doing my taper right, all that fun stuff. I've got the electrolytes rolling here, and of course, what? Choo-choo bitches is what?